Hello friends, it's a good day to learn English proficiency to help us to pass the Ielts exam, of which we know it has a lot of benefits and opportunities. Now today we are going to talk about one of the models as we normally do. We're going to pay attention to writing tests, of which we are just singling out how to write a very good introduction. Introduction tells a lot about the text that you are reading. Therefore, a very good introduction is very important that you present to the examiners, especially when you are taking the IELTS test. Now, there are three forms and three areas of a very good introduction, but we'll talk about two of them because the first aspect of it is not necessary because we will not have time to do all of that. In the IELTS writing, you have 40 minutes for task 2, 20 minutes for task 1. Therefore, you wouldn't have time to write a lot of introduction. Therefore, provide the very vital points in your introduction. Now, it is important that you present the three main parts of an introduction, which will give the readers an idea of what to expect in the essay. The first part of an introduction is the hook. The second is the background. The third is the thesis statement. But without, we are not so much interested in the hook because the examiner is not looking up for any interest. They are rather paying attention to the information that you are presenting based on the areas of assessment. Because the hook is expected to arouse the reader's interest as well as draw the reader's attention to the topic of discussion. And then the background statement is just to give us more insight on what we are going to read about. Therefore, we are supposed to provide the background statement and the thesis statement, which is background and thesis. These two are the most important areas that we have to pay attention to in our IELTS introduction, especially writing task 1 and 2. So you realize that in every standardized IELTS test, there are certain descriptions to the question. For instance, if it is a graph, you will have a statement that describes what the graph is about. If it is a social essay or if it is task 2, you will have a text or an information that describes what the question is actually about. So the background should be based on the description to the question. I normally call it the preliminary description to the question. That is supposed to provide you an idea of what the text, what the essay, and what the diagram is going to talk about. Therefore, it is very important that you have to paraphrase the background statement. That is to say, the preliminary description to the question must be paraphrased. But I normally talk about paraphrasing in two different ways. You can decide to read the text, get the idea from the text, and then formulate your own sentence out of the ideas that you captured from the text. Or you can decide to change the words by finding synonyms to the original text. That is another way of paraphrasing. Now, paraphrasing is supposed to have the same understanding, the same idea as the original text. And that will formulate the background statement. When it comes to the thesis statement is an answer to the question. That is to say, for instance, in task 2, when you are giving an opinion essay, the thesis statement is there to provide an answer to the question. For instance, to what extent do you agree? There are some sentences and statements that you can put together to ensure that you are answering that aspect of the question before you provide some information and points to expand and support the opinion that you have actually expressed. These are the three important ways of writing an introduction. But with IELTS, we need only two. The background statement, which is the paraphrase of the preliminary description to the question, and the thesis statement, where you provide a statement that will answer the question before you provide points that will support your opinion. Let us hold on to this form of introduction and apply it in our practice. This will really help us to actually build and write a very good introduction. Please subscribe and share this video. Connect with us on our Facebook pages as well as our other social media platforms www.achilinks.com, can send us an email on office@achilinks.com. Please subscribe and share this video.